Artificial intelligence, or AI, sometimes called machine intelligence, is the creation of intelligence in machines, in contrast to intelligence displayed by humans or animals. It has been created by men and women who seek to push beyond the conventions of normal sciences and wish to reach the pinnacle of human perfection and to evolve through technology. Today we are going to take a trip through the history of artificial intelligence. The start of AI, of course, starts with the conception of computers. Charles Babbage was a mathematician, philosopher, inventor, and mechanical engineer. In 1832, he introduced people to his difference engine, which could mechanize calculations once the machine was set. It gave the image of thinking on its own. Before he finished this project, he decided to put it behind him and work on a new machine, which made the old one obsolete by being autonomous and not needing outside influence. It was called the analytical machine. He worked on it for 30 years up to his death. The machine would constantly be changing and evolving. He had never finished his machine, but Babbage is known as the father of computers. The next well-documented case in the progression of artificial intelligence came from the mind of Alan Turing. In 1936, Turing created the machine which he modestly named after himself, the Turing machine. The machine could construct algorithms using shapes it was given. According to a table of symbols it was given and would pull from, the device would use a long strip of tape divided into sections, with each having a different symbol and number representing an action the machine would have to take, while also having a symbol for its current position. Using both where the machine was and what the current strip called for, it could figure out what exactly was needed to be done in order to figure out the given equation. While this all sounds complicated and is hard to grasp, the actual technical part of the machine was rather simple. Electro the robot was one of the first more public displays of the idea of artificial intelligence. Electro was built by the Westinghouse Electric Corporation in 1938. It was the first documented time when a capable computer took on a humanoid appearance. It could walk by voice command, speak around 700 words with the use of a built-in record player, and move his head and arms. He was introduced to the public at 1939's World's Fair. Now the world was aware and very enthusiastic about the idea of artificial intelligence, although they hadn't actually named the idea as such a thing, nor was it seen as a separate science or study, until in 1951, Marvin Minsky created SNARC, or Stochastic Neural Analog Reinforcement Computer. The program would have multiple paths that it would go through. Every time it hit a roadblock, it would go back steps until it was able to proceed, similar to a rat in a maze. This was done through the computer collecting and storing data as it went, using it when finding a way to progress. 5 years later, a summer workshop named the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence was conducted. This was considered by many to be the event that was responsible for artificial intelligence becoming its own field. The 6 to 8 week project, as it's called, was more of a collective brainstorming between many mathematicians and scientists. And from there, artificial intelligence was a field of its own. Artificial intelligence grew, becoming more and more prevalent to the general public and general consumer. Though seen as more of a pastime, video games have shown people firsthand what exactly artificial intelligence is. Like The Legend of Zelda, made in 1985. As you beat enemies, the game will use an algorithm to determine what the enemy will drop. This was artificial intelligence, the same as created by Babbage in the hands of millions of children. From here, it just grew and grew until today. Now it seems as if science fiction stories written by Isaac Asimov are now becoming more and more of a reality. Artificial intelligence, what was once the idea of solving math problems without the use of direct calculation, has now become the creation of a human. So, if this is what we are presented now, what will the future hold?